Monday on an all-new Labor Day Late Show, Dave welcomes the very funny Al Franken. And later this week, don't miss Nicolas Cage, Whoopi Goldberg, and General Tommy Franks. Congratulations to Dave and the Late Show, celebrating 10 great years on CBS. And right now, let's go down to Jill Arrington, who's with Pete Carroll.
Well, Coach Carroll, you were able to take control of this ball game early, take the crowd out of it. How pleased are you with the poise of Matt Leinart?
Well, I think Matt's done a nice job. I don't feel like we've taken this crowd out of it or controlled anything yet. We're sure hoping we can come back and play a heck of a second half. Looking forward to seeing these guys come back and respond after halftime like we have in the past. So it'll tell the story today, but we have a great opportunity here, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, good luck. Vern, back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you. Matt Leinart for the first half. 8 of 13, 74 yards, and a touchdown. We'll return to Jordan-Hare Stadium right after these messages. All of that in the first half. We're getting set for quarter number 3. USC leading Auburn 10-0, and the Trojans will receive to open the second half. Philip Yost, the kickoff man, and Kevin Arbett, the deep men for Southern Cal. A boomer. And it comes out to the 20, from which place the Trojan offense will take the field, but really hard not to be taken with what the defensive USC effort has been in the first half.
I think that's really been the key to this football game. They have dominated play with the USC defense. They have stuffed Auburn's running game. Only 35 yards rushing from a team that is excellent at running the football. And then when they've forced third down situations, they've been all long yardage situations for Jason Campbell and the Auburn offense. So really an impressive outing in the first half by the USC defense.
And Matt Leinart, getting the first start of his career, has been very much in control. Quite cool in the cockpit. He'll open with a pass. Flips it out to Dominique Byrd, and Byrd gets a block from Gunther. Now he's got a downfield block from Justin Wyatt, and it is a huge gain of 43 yards for USC on the first play.
Well, a pretty nice adjustment, obviously, by Norm Chow in the locker room. Play action. Watch the action go this way, and then the quarterback comes out on the bootleg. Gunther is the deeper tight end, and he's going to be the lead blocker. You see him peel back and get Travis Williams, and the shorter tight end, Dominique, gets the completion, and what a way to start, again, for Matt Leinart.
43 yards on the first play in the third quarter. Dennis is the deep back. That's Colbert in motion. Leinart play fake, looks deep for Colbert. He's got him deep, and then he goes for Williams instead, and it is incomplete in the end zone.
Ball got too far inside on Matt Leinart. When you're throwing a takeoff route like that, you don't want to bring the ball back inside. You want to keep it out over the outside shoulder, and Mike Williams is hobbling off the field a little bit. You see Mike Williams, you want to throw that ball over his outside shoulder so he can go away from the defender. The ball's too far inside, and Leinart actually fairly lucky that he didn't get it picked.
Karibi Dede, who's getting his first start, and Williams limping as he heads to the far side. Second down and 10. Justin Wyatt takes his place. Here's Leinart, quickly out in the flat, caught. Steve Smith, the true freshman from Canoga Park, California, with the catch. Now let's check the halftime numbers.
Neither offense with a lot of offensive production. 144 for SC, but the third down conversions, USC was a little bit better than Auburn. And a lot of that was the result of just long yardage situations when Auburn had third down.
Southern California with a 3rd and 4 here and a 10-0 lead. Deep handoff. Dennis cuts it back to the left.
What a nice run.
Yep.
When you run a zone play like that, you tell the back, this is where you're supposed to hit the play, but if you see something the other way, go ahead and take the cut. See, he doesn't have it right there. Reggie Torbor was right in the running lane, and so he cut it back, and he got the first down. That was a nice piece of running by Herschel Dennis.
And a 4th and 1.
I'm sorry he didn't get the first down. I thought he did.
65 yards tonight. Kind of appropriate, isn't it, to see somebody named Herschel wearing 34? Walker comes to mind. 4th and 1. Dennis gets the handoff, the first down inside the 25-yard line.
Great push up front by the SC offensive line. Now, sometimes on 4th and 1, you wonder why take that ball so far away from the line of scrimmage and give it to the I-back. But they got great push. No penetration by the Auburn defense and an easy first down conversion. I really like Pete Carroll. I went out to USC last week and watched them practice, and he is such a high-energy guy. And his team, particularly his defense, they feed off of his energy. They think he's a defensive genius, and they think he allows them to play fast and play loose. And he's done an excellent job turning that program around out at USC.
He's in his 3rd season as the USC head coach. First gained national prominence as a head coach with the Jets and the New England Patriots. Out of coaching for a year. Then Mike Garrett hired him to come in and resuscitate a USC program. And there's the first down carry. Carlos Dansby on the tackle of Herschel Dennis. Fun to talk with Pete Carroll about the difference in the play-for-pay league and college football and how much he loves being back in the collegiate scene.
Yeah, he really does. He felt like there's a little better, higher level of tolerance in college football than there is in the NFL.
That's nicely stated.
Yeah. I did like how he said that.
2nd down and 10. Leinart with pressure. And Dontarius Thomas was deep on Steve Smith. It'll be 3rd down.
That was excellent coverage that time downfield by the Auburn defense because Leinart had a long time to throw that ball. He stayed in the pocket, he stepped up, and nothing opened up for him downfield. And we're talking about Pete Carroll again. When he started his career at SC, he started 2-5. And from that point on, they went 15-3. So, I mean, he has been hugely popular in the last year and a half.
3rd and 10 at the 24. Rush from the outside. That ball is tipped and incomplete. 4th down.
Bad throw by Matt Leinart. It was behind the intended receiver, Wyatt. On that quick crossing route with a speed receiver, you want to get that ball in front of him so he can catch it and keep running. See, the ball's behind him and high. And again, very lucky that one wasn't picked off. Travis Williams providing the coverage there for Auburn and a big stop for the Tiger defense.
Now Ryan Killeen to kick for the 2nd time tonight. 1 year ago, he was 16 of 23. This will be a 42-yard effort. Easily. Boy, he slammed that one through.
Yes, he did.
Ryan Killeen 2 for 2, 28 and 42. Southern California playing at Auburn for the first time ever. Up by 13. ...56-yard drive, 9 plays. Killeen authored a 42-yard field goal. The big play was a 43-yard pass from Leinart to the tight end. Helped set up the field goal, Dominic Byrd. And here are Trey Smith and Carnell Williams to return the USC kick. And this will be Williams drifting back over the shoulder, 9 yards deep, touchback. It'll come out to the 20. Well, Southern California is celebrating the 25th anniversary of its last national championship. 1978 team won a national title. They opened that season in Birmingham by defeating Alabama 21-14. Later won a split vote. They won one of the 2 titles. And the other previous venture into this state, 1970, as Southern California defeated Bear Bryant's team 42-21. So first trip to Auburn, 3rd trip to Alabama, the state. First down and 10. Play fake, incomplete. And those of us with vivid memories of the late 60s and early 70s remember that 1970 game. One of the stars of that game was Sam Cunningham, All-American, At tailback U.
Sam the Bam over the top.
Yes. Second down and 10. Here's Campbell. Got a little time. Good blocking. But nobody open. Finally, he gets rid of it. It's caught by Jarris McIntyre. Now time for the Home Depot coach's decision. And we're going to take you back to that 70 game between USC and Alabama. Sam Cunningham rushed in that game for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. His domination of the Tide defense prompted Bear Bryant to invite him into the Alabama locker room after the game and tell his team this is what a football player looks like. Cunningham's performance encouraged Bear Bryant to recruit African-American athletes and ultimately led to the integration of football in the SEC, and Sam Cunningham is with Jill Arrington.
That's right, Vern. Sam, did you ever know, did you have any idea what a huge impact you had on the face of the SEC?
Not at that moment 33 years ago. Now, of course, I do, because down here, everybody comes up and thanks me for the job we did back 33 years ago. But at that point in time, no.
How impressed are you with what you're seeing on the field right now from the USC?
Well, I'm impressed because they're sticking together, they're playing tough, and they're playing as a unit. And basically, as a football team, that's how you win.
And in talking to Coach Bear Bryant back then, what kind of things did he have to say to you and thanking you for showing him what football's all about?
I don't think I showed him what football was all about because he already knew that. But he was real thankful that we came down and did as well as we did, and thanked me for doing as well as I was. It was a pretty awesome moment to be a part of that situation there.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon. Back to you, Vern.
All right, Sam Cunningham. His brother, Randall, resident of Las Vegas, longtime player in the NFL, as was Sam. Third down. Udeze was hurt on that last play and helped to the sideline. This one knocked in the air. It'll be 4th down. Incomplete.
Frosty Rucker, specialized pass rusher in there with the rush. He comes in for Udeze, and it's the defensive line. It was only a 4-man rush, no blitz, but Rucker able to get those hands up, reading the eyes of the quarterback, Jason Campbell, and 2 for 10 now for Auburn on 3rd down.
And so the punt. Cody Bliss. Kevin Arbet is deep. What a terrific defensive effort we've seen from Southern Cal. Line drive punt. Taken by Arbet. Across the 50.
Nice return by Arbet, but that was too low of a kick by Cody Bliss. I mean, you can't kick it straight down the middle of the field with no hang time to a good returner like Arbet. And USC back in business in great field position.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Aflac, Wrangler, Radio Shack, and by Michelin.
Welcome back to Jordan-Hare Stadium. This ocean of orange about which we spoke at the beginning has become a sea of silence. They've been taken out of this thing, the crowd has.
Very quiet. And Norm Chow, the USC offensive coordinator, has had a long time to think about this first down play because of the timeout. And I would not be surprised to see them try to get it all right here on a play action. Maximum type protection and throw that ball down the field. 2
wideouts, left and right. Here's Leinart. Here's play action. Deep across the middle. Dominic Byrd. Got it. No, incomplete. There was a question whether it had been trapped.
This was a good read by Matt Leinart, but he just pulled the string on it a little bit. You know, when you see cover 2, which means the 2 safeties are splitting and covering half the field, that opens up the middle. And the tight end, if he's got the speed, can get down there. And he just made a low throw. A nice effort by Dominic Byrd, but too low of a throw by Matt Leinart.
Dominic Byrd has caught a couple, including one for 43 earlier in the half.
We have a penalty flag and a little discussion with the Auburn defenders.
Substitution infraction against the offense. 5 yards. Still second down.
I don't think Pete Carroll is going to accept the explanation. 5-yard penalty makes it second down and 15.
Second and 15 at the Southern Cal 47.
Leinart back on. Well, dusk descending here in Auburn, Alabama. And I'm not sure the partisans of this Auburn Tiger team can believe what they've seen thus far.
I'm not so sure why they have it second down right now.
The play will be first down over again.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, the penalty was a 5-yard penalty for a substitution violation, but it shouldn't have been a loss of down, and they made the correction, and so it's first and 15.
Well, here we go. First and 15. Same formation for USC. Kratnick snaps it back to Leinart. Handoff. Herschel Dennis comes right over right tackle Winston Justice. Now, what kind of a day has Matt Leinart had in his first start as a collegian? All in all, pretty good.
Very efficient. And this is why he won the job. He made good decisions. He managed the offense. He got the ball in the hands of the playmakers. He did it all summer, and he's doing it tonight. He's made very few mistakes, either mentally or physically, in this game so far. It hasn't been brilliant in terms of numbers, but it's been very effective.
Second down. Steve Smith starts in motion. Play action. That one's red, and Leinart's down. Langenfeld, second sack tonight.
Nice job by Langenfeld, because he didn't get fooled by the play action. He stayed in his area of responsibility. A lot of times a defensive end chases that play. Watch Langenfeld. He keeps his eyes on the quarterback. He doesn't get fooled by the fake. He keeps outside leverage, and he makes the play behind the line of scrimmage. Good discipline that time by the junior college transfer.
Loss of 5, third and 18. Deep right side, overthrown, incomplete. Good catch on the sideline. Intended for Justin Wyatt. Junior Rose Green was defending.
Well, how big of a play was that play by Langenfeld? Huge. I mean, they had the penalty, but that sack was even bigger because it forces the punt. Another touchdown there by USC would have made it very, very difficult for Auburn to come back and win this game.
Tom Malone to punt for the 5th time. Trey Smith pitches his 10 at the 15-yard line. And another side of the foot effort from Malone, and that one is out of bounds just inside the 20. Call it the 18-yard line. 38-yard punt. Time called, 9 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Auburn will try to find some way to move the football. All right, Tim, thank you. Southern Cal leading here 13-0 with 9:13 to go, third quarter. Carnell Williams, the only setback. 2 tight ends. And Campbell rolling out. Well, catches the ball after it slipped out of his hand. Grudegood was right there.
He's a lot like Carlos Dansby in the sense that he has the same kind of instincts. Grudegood's going to come from the left of the screen. He gets there in a hurry, and as soon as Campbell turns around, he's right there in his face, and he won't let go. And Campbell very lucky that he caught that, because it probably would have been a fumble. But Grudegood, again, he's not an oversized guy, but he makes plays. He's got a real knack for being in the right place at the right time. And another bad first down play for Auburn.
Loss of 9, second and 19, just inside the 10. Campbell will try to throw on second down. He's got Obomanu wide open, and Obomanu almost fumbles. It is loose.
Well, Marcel Allman hit him and knocked the ball loose, and it's a scrum right now. Who is strongest at the bottom of the pile, and it looks like the Trojans got it.
That's Melvin Simmons. And that is Pete Carroll.
I am so impressed with how physical this defense is.
Darnell Bing, who began this game with an interception on a deflected pass, now recovers the fumble.
It's a good throw. It's a good catch by Obamanu, but watch the hit by Marcel Allman, number 8. Or it was Grudegood. I'm sorry. Grudegood hit him first, and then Allman came in and ripped the ball out. And Bing comes up with the fumble. We saw Grudegood on the sack. Now we see him in pass coverage with the big hit. A physical, aggressive, fast defense that has totally put the Auburn offense in disarray. And they just have dominated the football game.
At a concerned Tom Tumerville looks on. First down and 10. Southern California leading by 13. Here's Leinart. He's got a man open, Colbert. But he has to go for the short receiver. And Justin Wyatt makes the grab. Let's go down to Jill and get an update on injuries.
Well, Vern, you saw Mike Williams and Kenichi Odeze limp off the field early in this third quarter. They're both suffering from cramps. They gave him a potassium pill. They put him under the cool suit, but now they've taken him into the locker room for more fluid. So I guess the humidity is getting to him. They need Mike Williams on the field right now.
And see, the problem with that is if you have cramps now, you're already behind. You're too far behind to get caught up. You won't get rid of those cramps until maybe the plane ride home.
Second down. Leinart, left side. Incomplete.
Boy, nice read by Karibi Dede, the safety. Young player read that one quickly and almost came up with a big play for the Auburn defense.
Well, another significant play now for the Auburn defense.
You're not kidding.
Here's Dede. Hargrave Military Academy for a year and then a redshirt freshman season last year. Getting his first start today. Third down and 6. Leinart with time, deep, bobbled and dropped. Colbert was open.
And should have had it. And you don't see Kerry Colbert miss many. I mean, he hasn't had many balls thrown his way tonight. That's only the second one. The first one, there was a pass interference in the first quarter, and this is a good throw by Matt Leinart. And Kerry Colbert could have put this game just about out of reach if he hangs on to that one.
Ryan Killeen with a 35-yard field goal effort. 2 for 2 tonight. Just inside the right upright.
Good execution by the kick teams for USC. Last year they had 8 kicks blocked, 2 punts, 3 extra points, and 2 field goals. They've been flawless tonight.
Disbelieving Auburn fan. 16-0. Crowd has become quiet. Even a tear or two being shed. Or an itchy nose. Here's the kick. Killeen. This will be taken by Trey Smith at the 10. A chance to get some good field position now. Out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. He blew audiences away in The Matrix and The Sopranos. Now, Joe Pantoliano is coming to CBS as an FBI special agent who trains other agents how to go undercover. The Handlers series premiere Friday, September 26th on CBS.
He must be a USC fan because he had one of those high tickets, one of those euchre seats. He's way up in nosebleed.
16-zip. Jason Campbell and the Auburn Tiger offense. And the running game has not been there. Ronnie Brown is in there now. Well, one of the things that has been a significant improvement for USC in the Pete Carroll years, how about a turnover differential?
Well, I've always said that turnover margin is one of the most telling statistics in all of football. And that's phenomenal for those last 2 years, plus 34. They forced 36 takeaways last year, 35 takeaways the year before that, and only 17 the year before Carroll got there.
Second down and 10. They'll try the sweep left with Brandon Johnson leading the way. And Ronnie Brown out the 45-yard line. Good run by Brown.
Well, this was a good read by Jason Campbell and a nice play call because they guessed right. The pressure is going to come from over here. The running play is going to go this way. They guessed right where the pressure would come from, and they got a good positive run out of Ronnie Brown. Tough running behind his fullback, Brandon Johnson, but those kind of plays have been kind of few and far between for Auburn tonight. That
is the longest run of the night for Auburn. Try it again. Brown darts to the outside, chased by Darnell Bing, number 20, the true freshman. And Bing with two big plays tonight, an interception and a fumble recovery. And wearing a previously retired number, that number worn by Mike Garrett when he won the Heisman.
The athletic director now at USC, and another good run by Ronnie Brown. You know, the thing is for Auburn, the good news, they're still 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions away from a tie. It's still the third quarter, so they don't have to abandon the running game. Stay with what they do best, and right now they're across the 50-yard line.
Now a little bit of a spark now in the last 2 plays. Now Brown goes right, and the pile helps him move to the 45-yard line. That'll be close to a first down and 10.
I thought it was interesting talking to Hugh Null yesterday, the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach. He says, I'm an old school kind of coach. I mean, the smaller the play package is, the better, the more comfortable I am. And if we get a play that works, I'm going to stay with it. I'm not going to change up. If they can't stop it, we'll keep with it. It's kind of same kind of philosophy that Steve Spurrier had from a passing standpoint. He would call the same play if he didn't think a team could defend it.
There's the measurement and a first down. Hugh Null is one of 3 men who are on Tommy Tuberville's coaching staff, who also spent time coaching for Jim Wacker at TCU. College sports lost a great man this week. Jim Wacker died of cancer in San Marcos, Texas on Tuesday. Funeral services held yesterday. Jim, his wife Lil, 3 sons, Mike, Steve, and Tom. He was a wonderful human being. First down and 10. Campbell. Option. And Campbell still has it.
Unbelievable play by Mike Patterson, a defensive tackle. I mean, a defensive tackle who weighs close to 300 pounds is not supposed to be able to chase a quarterback down on an option from the inside out. But that's exactly what Mike Patterson did. Jason Campbell audibled the option away from the safety, and Mike Patterson made a heck of a play.
Second down and 13.
Boy, how many negative plays has the USC defense created on first down? I mean, that really has been a big story in the game today.
Campbell, McIntyre, watch out for the helmet. And let's check in with Tim Brando for an update. Tim?
All right, Vern, let's take a look at our Verizon Wireless top performance of the day. Chris Perry's 232 yards and 2 touchdowns was a school record for a season opener in Michigan's rout of Central Michigan. Watch this play coming up right here, fellas. He scores on the counter tray. And I believe, Todd, you would agree he's the perfect complement, the run complement that John Navarre needs to make the Wolverines a national title contender.
They look good today. Look good today. Best friend of a quarterback is a good running game.
3rd and 9, quarterback draw. Campbell tries to go right. Has some room. Got a first down, I believe. Let's see where they spot his out-of-bounds movement. This could be closer than I thought. Initially, it looked like he was there.
Great effort, though, by Jason Campbell. It was a designed quarterback draw on 3rd down and pretty long. USC thinking pass all the way. They only went with a 3-man front. They're going to drop into coverage, and it's just the speed of Jason Campbell to get outside a very fast defense. May have stepped out right before that. Very close.
Whoa.
A half a chain link, it appears.
A smidgen.
Well, you got to go for this.
Sure you do.
I don't think you take the ball off the line of scrimmage. I mean, I think you just let Jason Campbell power it in there behind the center, Danny Lindsay.
Campbell listed as 6'4", 223. So he's got some heft.
Well, the key is to get low. Don't stand straight up where they can knock you back.
4th and a link. Auburn trailing by 16. Waning moments, quarter number 3. Got it. 1st and 10.
See, this is a very fast and a very quick front 7 of USC, but not an overpowering, not a huge defensive line. And that time it was a mismatch up front on that short yardage play.
Well, we have seen in this current drive as much spark out of the Auburn Tiger offense as we've seen all night long. This is a game that has been dominated by Southern Cal on their first visit ever to Auburn University. They scored on their opening possession. Matt Leinart to Mike Williams, touchdown. 3 field goals since then, and Auburn has not been inside the 30 yet tonight. Here's Carnell Williams, and he's dropped at the 34.
Grudegood again from the backside. He was coming on a blitz, and he just kept steamrolling right to the ball carrier. You block everybody on the front side, but you don't account for the guy coming hard from the backside. And again, no gain on first down. I mean, that has been, USC has won first down. They have controlled the action on first down.
This the 10th play of the drive, 2nd and 10. High formation on 2nd down. Williams tripped over his own man. Oh boy. That's Marcus McNeil, number 73, who was trying to provide the blocking. And Williams found his right ankle.
I don't know that I understand that call. 2nd down and 10. And you're running the football again, and you've not had a whole lot of success running it. May have been safer with a quick passing game, because now you've got 3rd and very long again.
How many 3rd and 10s plus have we seen tonight? Campbell knocked down for a loss at the 40-yard line.
I think Omar Nazel, number 56, got there first and knocked him off his balance. And then they finished him off, but it was Nazel. And again, when you get 3rd and 12, it plays right into the strength. Here's Nazel, number 56. Watch the quick move. He gets the legs knocked out from Jason Campbell, and Campbell can't keep his balance.
And Auburn with Marcus McNeil still on the ground. And quick attention being paid to his right knee.
You know, we made this point earlier in the game when we were talking about Pete Carroll. It's very rare that a head coach would also be the defensive coordinator. I mean, you know, you just don't see that very often. But that's, you know, that's his background. That's what he was. He has good position coaches, you know, for all the defensive positions, and he oversees it as the coordinator.
Sean Cody was telling us he thought of Pete Carroll as a genius, and he said one of the things he most appreciates about him is that he lets them play freely on defense.
Yeah, free and fast. And boy, we've seen that tonight.
McNeil remains down.
Take a look at the injury. This is Marcus McNeil right there, number 73. And it's the guy from the backside that he doesn't see. The guy who got credited for the sack, Nazel, that got the sack and also hit the backside tackle. Marcus McNeil is a real specimen, 6'9", 332 pounds. He became the starter for the last 6 games last year as a true freshman, and this doesn't look great.
No. Well, they have asked for a stretcher to be taken onto the field. Things grow even more somber for Auburn. We'll be right back. Positive note just a moment ago. Marcus McNeil asked that the stretcher be taken back without him in it, on it, and he walked off by himself. So Michael Gibson is going to return and punt this one, his 3rd punt of the night. On 4th down, just did get it away. Nazel was there, and a fair catch taken by Kevin Arbet at the 10-yard line. Now the lineup tonight on CBS. Begin with Hack and then Craig Nelson in the district. After the completion of our ball game tonight from Jordan-Hare Stadium in its 64th year. Named, of course, for Chuck Jordan, the winningest coach in the history of Auburn, and Clifford Hare, who was a member of the first football team at Auburn University. And later the dean of chemistry at this fine school. First down and 10, University of Southern California. Quick flip, right side. Leinart finds Mike Williams. Williams with that sensational freshman season last year, despite the fact he only had 2 starts. Kareem Kelly was the other starter last year. A young man from Tampa, Florida, who said he wasn't really that highly recruited, and they all wanted him to play defensive back.
Yeah, they didn't think he was quite fast enough to be a wideout. Some of the Florida schools, and USC said, no, we think you're fast enough to play for us. It reminds us of Keyshawn Johnson, so come on out to the West Coast.
Second down and 3. Now to the 21-yard line. Well, Mike Williams, just a sensational freshman season last year with a total of 81 catches a year ago. 1,256 yards and 14 touchdowns, which equaled the mark set by Jabbar Gaffney of Florida in 2000. Those are freshman records. Chatting with him yesterday, Kerry Colbert, the other side wide receiver, a speedster at 4.32. Mike Williams said, well, I'm trying to shave something off of 4.5.
But he is the big target. I mean, he has just got great size for a wide receiver, and that's kind of the craze now in football, the big wide receiver.
First down, Leinart, play fake, goes deep, little crossing pattern with the tight end, Greg Gunther. It's incomplete. Second and 10.
Again, Leinart has done a nice job of managing the football game tonight. You know, he hasn't made any real big throws down the field. He isn't putting up flashy numbers, but he hasn't made the big mistake. I mean, he has orchestrated things. He's been good on the play action. He's made good decisions with the ball in his hands.
12 of 24. Reggie Bush starts left, comes back right, and gains 2.
You see young running backs try to do that. The instinct of a young running back who's used to getting big gains all the time in high school is to always try to cut back. And in high school, you can cut back and use your speed and outrun everybody, but not against a defense like Auburn that can run. You got to stay in that lane and stay in that crease and run that football and get 5 yards if you can and call it a win.
Well, we've reached the end of 3. Marcus McNeil hoping he can get back on the field when his team returns to offense. It has been a memorable trip thus far for the Partisans of Southern California. The Trojans leading at Auburn 16-0. Last time the Tigers were blanked after 3 quarters. October the 2nd of '99 at Tennessee, they wound up losing by 24. USC on 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Leinart with 4 wide receivers in. Across the middle, Colbert leans out. That's going to be short of the first down at the 30-yard line, so Southern California will have to punt it, give it away. Their defense, again, a lot of folks this year have been talking about Wild Bunch 2. Wild Bunch 1 was back in 1969.
Yeah, well, this is a great defensive front. That was the Wild Bunch. And this defense, a lot of people thought, and Pete Carroll included, this defense could be better than last year's defense, and they're off to a great start today. And this game reminds me so much of a game earlier today. We saw Georgia play at Clemson and just dominated the game with their defense in a shutout win.
This is a huge punt. Huge. 70 yards.
Here's how much I know. I saw Tom Malone before the game when it was really hot. And I thought, you know, this guy's kicking way too much. He was out there for a half hour straight kicking. He's still booming it now in the 4th quarter.
16-0. Southern California continues to dominate the Auburn Tigers as this defensive unit nicknamed Wild Bunch 2 has had a marvelous night, limiting Auburn to 124 yards in the ball game. Here's Campbell, play fake, being chased, heading right. Cody can't catch up, and a 4-yard gain for Jason Campbell. Well, that Wild Bunch won. 1969 was the year. And A.C. Collings on the left, James Gunn next, Bubba Scott, Charlie Weaver, Cody Smith, one-time #1 draft choice of the Dallas Cowboys. That was the defensive line. There are 5 men who are included in Wild Bunch 2. They have made LaJuan Ramsey an honorary member. And before the season's over, they may go to 6 and call Frosty Rucker a part of this group.
Well, that was LaJuan Ramsey who forced Jason Campbell out of the pocket that time. Here he comes again.
There he comes. LaJuan Ramsey. Campbell fumbles, and Ramsey got there. LaJuan Ramsey, he is the only player on this Southern California team with Alabama ties. He was born in this state and moved to California when he was 3 years old. And on cue, he makes the sack.
Well, he's coming from the outside, and he just runs right by the tight end, and that's the backup tackle, Jonathan Palmer, who is in the game for Marcus McNeil, and he was late on the switch, and he didn't pick up that rush from the backside. Ramsey stripped the ball out, and SC recovers. But it was the backup tackle in there, Jonathan Palmer, the redshirt freshman, who just didn't react quick enough to the move by Ramsey.
And so the opening minute and 2 seconds have been a continuation of this nightmare for Auburn. 3 turnovers now recovered by Southern California. Dennis hit at the line, breaks free, touchdown!
And that is a perfect picture of a tired defense. A defense that's tired because their offense hasn't been able to control the football, because they've been out there a long time. And we talked about the heat and humidity affecting USC, but it also is affecting the home team. Missed tackles, can't get off blocks, tired defense, and a huge lead for the Trojans.
Gilleen's extra point is up and through. Dennis from 14 yards out. And the Southern California Trojan dominance over the Auburn Tigers continues.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Fidelity Investments, DiGiorno, Dr. Pepper, and by Sprint.
Almost to 23. There we go. Happiest group in the stadium when it's a defensively oriented game.
Especially when you're wearing a sweater in Alabama in August.
I don't think that guy's in graduate school. Take a knee in the end zone. And let's take another look at Herschel Dennis's touchdown.
Yeah, I want you to look at 2 things. First of all, I want you to watch the blocks of these 3 interior linemen. That's Travis Watkins, the left guard, Norm Katnick, and Fred Matua. Watch them stick on their blocks. The linemen can't get off. Now watch the missed tackles. Here's going to be one right here by Donnie Young. Lamel Ages is going to come over from the other side, number 26, and get a hit. He misses a tackle. 3 missed tackles after great interior blocking by the center and the 2 guards. And a nice touchdown. Very impressive by USC.
Well, not only has USC forced 3 turnovers, they've made them count. 17 points off the 3. 1st and 10, Campbell. Oh, boy.
See, here's the thing. At halftime, Tommy Tuberville said, we're having trouble running because they're bringing 8 and 9 in the box. Well, that's true, but those aren't the guys that are making the plays. The guys that are making the plays are the guys up front who are knifing through and slanting to the play and making the play. That was LaJuan Ramsey again from an inside tackle position. Now, he should not be an unblocked guy. He's just beating him off the mark.
Well, if you got a glimpse of last Sunday's sports page in the New York Times, you saw a huge color photograph of 4 running backs for the Auburn Tigers. Williams, Brown, Trey Smith, Brandon Jacobs. Tonight, they've gotten 39 yards on the ground. And let's go down to the USC sideline and check in with Jill Arrington.
Well, Vern, I'm standing with USC's athletic director, Mike Garrett. Now, Mike, you must be so proud of what you're seeing on the field today. USC's dominating everywhere.
Well, we're playing very well, very competently, and first game jitters, but we're doing very well.
Now, Coach, why did you make the decision to unretire your jersey and let Darnell Bing wear it? And what is it like seeing it out there?
Well, number one, when you're 6'2", 215, run a 4.340, I mean, how can you deny him? And he's doing a great job tonight.
All right, let's take a look at this play.
All right, 3rd down.
Yeah.
Out of the backfield, it's caught. Obomanu up near the 50 and out of bounds for an Auburn first down. Let's revisit Jill.
He looked pretty good out there with that interception that led to the first touchdown, a fumble recovery. Did you look that good in that jersey? We know you're a Heisman Trophy winner, too.
Well, I never looked that big, I guarantee you, and it looks pretty good on Darnell Bing's.
All right, thanks a lot for talking to us. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Back to you, Vern.
All right, thank you, Jill. 5 numbers retired, all Heisman Trophy winners at Southern California. Mike Garrett said, Pete Carroll said, if we let him wear number 20, I think we can sign him. Mike Garrett says, how big is he? How fast does he run? It's done. Campbell, ball down again. Sean Cody.
They can't block the front 4. Now, when we talked to Hugh Null yesterday, he said he thinks that this front 4 is the best unit that they've ever faced. Sean Cody, number 84, he just runs. I mean, they don't even block him. I know there was some confusion there. Again, Jonathan Palmer is in to replace Marcus McNeil. And there was a mix-up there between the guard and tackle because you don't turn a guy loose like that on your quarterback.
4th sack for the night, a loss of 16.
You know, I think this penalty is going to be against the Auburn sideline. I'm not sure what happened, if it was something said, but the linesman threw the penalty on the Auburn sideline.
I believe you're right.
Substitution violation. Against the offense, 5 yards, still down.
All right, here's the official that makes the call, and what he's looking at is this late guy running off the field. That's Anthony Mix trying to get off late, so they had 12 in the huddle. We've seen that on USC once, now one on Auburn.
Here's Campbell, caught by Courtney Taylor. That'll be, I believe, enough for the first down. 12 yards. 11:25 remaining.
And another 3rd and long for Auburn. Just that's been a continuing theme tonight for the Tiger offense.
Yeah, I lost my place there in the book. And so the beginning of the 10-yard chain. Campbell got him again.
This guy has had a great night tonight. Lofa Tatupu, who is the new starting middle linebacker, number 58, is the guy who gets the sack. Now he's replacing Mike Pollard, who is a 2-year starter at middle linebacker. And Tatupu has had about 10 tackles tonight, and that one for a sack.
And if the name sounds familiar, it should. His dad, Mosey Tatupu, a member of the 1974 National Championship team, and was Lofa's high school coach in the suburban Boston area. Mosey played with the Patriots for years. Here's a fine punt from Cody Bliss. That one into the end zone will come out to the 20. That's a 60-yard punt. 10 tackles for Tatupu tonight.
University Athletics Department encourages a
Now let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Southern California with 6 sacks for 46 yards. Auburn's vaunted defense with 1 for 5 yards. Get complete college football stats at cbssportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
at the Trojans 20.
First and 10 at the 20. Herschel Dennis.
You know, we've talked a lot about Matt Leinart tonight and his poise and his first start. There was so much made this summer of a new quarterback coming to the USC campus, John David Booty from Shreveport Evangel High School in Louisiana. Very unique story, and a lot of people speculated that he would come in and compete, and one of the reasons he came as early as he did was because he had a chance to compete, but Matt Leinart clearly won the job. John David Booty's going to be an outstanding quarterback.
Graduated from Evangel Academy a year early. Here is Mike Williams out of a tackle and then out of bounds with a gain all the way out to the 44-yard line. Well, John David Booty was scheduled to play his senior season at Evangel. This is the school that also featured his brother Josh Booty. His dad Johnny Booty was the coach, one of the coaches there, and was released back in the spring. And John David Booty needed only one course, an English course, to graduate early. He took it in the summer and went out to Southern California, and many believe he is the quarterback of the future. But Matt Leinart has done nothing to diminish his place tonight. Here's Dennis going back right. I also caught Matt Castle over on the sideline wearing number 10.
Yeah.
And it gives me an opportunity to express my shock that number 10 has not been retired after Pat Hayden wore it in the 70s. There's Matt Castle. Pat Hayden, of course, not a Heisman winner, but a Rhodes Scholar, and one of the good guys. I get to sit next to some smart guys at times, you know.
He's smarter than me.
Oh, goodness. You're taller than him.
You know, one other thing about John David Booty, and I don't know this for a fact, but my hunch is he's the only player on the USC team that has ever actually been to a game here at Auburn before today, because his brother Josh and his other brother Abram, who was a wide receiver for LSU, he actually came to a couple games in this stadium to watch his brothers play. So this is not his first trip into Auburn, but probably for everybody else on that Trojan sideline it is.
And it has been memorable. 8:45 remaining in the game. Second down and 15. There's Williams. He's off to a great start.
And Matt Leinart is just so smooth. You know, before the game, I ran into Paul McDonald, who's the radio announcer, one of the announcers for USC. And Paul was another outstanding left-handed quarterback for USC. And he just said, you know, he's poised, he's making good decisions, and he looks a lot like Paul McDonald. They used to play a similar type of game. Matt Leinart has just been solid tonight.
Williams now with 8 catches for 102 yards. He had 5 100-yard games a year ago, and he goes over triple digits in his first game of the 2003 season. On third down, Leinart got it. That should be enough to move the chain. Well, there have been some comparisons between 69 and 2003. In 69, a Heisman Trophy winner selected number 1. It was O.J. Simpson. They had Wild Bunch 1 back then, a returning all-conference tackle, Sid Smith, in 69. But how about the last line?
Yeah.
Ohio State was the defending national champs in 69.
Yeah, that's freaky. Now, Jacob Rogers, who's the returning all-conference player, just made an absolutely great play, picking off a blitzing safety, Rashard Gilliard.
And here's a pass a little too high. Incomplete. 7:27 to go. And it'll be second down and 10. Watching Mike Williams tonight, I'm also reminded that one of those who was on the sideline at Southern California was an All-American receiver in 62, a man named Hal Bedsole, who caught passes from Bill Nelson and Pete Beathard as they won a national title, and then played in what might be regarded as the greatest bowl game ever. Southern California over Wisconsin, 42-37. A 1 versus a 2, by the way. Here's second down. Lindell White, first carry of his collegiate career. That 69 team finished 10-0-1 and wound up third in the Associated Press vote.
You know, I think Pete Carroll did some really smart things with his football team in preparing for this game. One of the things he did early in training camp, or somewhere in the middle of training camp, he took his team to a hotel outside of Los Angeles just to get all the young guys and get everybody used to what it was going to be like to go to the hotel on a road game, so it wouldn't be a new experience coming here to Auburn. And then they came to Montgomery, and they came on Thursday night. So they've been here a little bit longer than you would normally go on a road trip to get acclimated here. And, boy, they have been businesslike tonight.
Well, they've taken a lot of the alums. Sam Cunningham, you saw earlier. Hal Bedsole, a star of that 1962 team, had a chance to meet him yesterday.
Fourth and 5 at the 38.
And
number 14, Tom Malone throwing in on formation. Dave Robert. Number 22.
Fourth down.
Ray Smith.
I believe we're going to have a delay. Yep.
Penalty refused.
So they'll make them punt from the 38-yard line.
Well, what happens now for Tommy Tuberville and the Auburn Tigers? I mean, they came into this season with such tremendous expectations, particularly from their fans, and this is a good football team. They're not going to fold and go away. They're going to be a good football team, but they have to go on the road for the next game and play Georgia Tech.
At the 10. Wow. Tom Malone. First he kicks a 70-yarder.
Yeah.
And now pinpoint accuracy knocks it out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 5:46 to go. Time now for the play of the game presented by Wrangler 5-Star Premium Denim. And for the call of the play of the game, here's USC radio broadcaster Pete Arbogast.
Leinart drops the pass quickly, looking, throws, back in the end zone, touchdown, Mike Williams. Starts off where he left off last year. The Trojans score, have the lead.
And that is the Wrangler 5-Star play of the game. There is, by the way, a presence not here tonight. Jim Fife, for 22 years, the wonderful play-by-play broadcaster of the Auburn Tigers, passed away of a brain aneurysm at the very young age of 57 last May. And Jim honored at halftime ceremonies tonight. There's Jim Fife, his widow Rose accepting an honor. I knew him well, and he was a terrific man. 22 years as a voice of the Auburn Network. And featured on the program today, his signature call, Touchdown Auburn, reverberated through the plains for those 22 years. 5:25 to go in this one. Here's Campbell. Throws it away right side. Well, Jim Fife memorialized tonight. It's worth listening to some of his famous calls.
The 40, the 30, the 20. Bye-bye, Bo. Touchdown, Auburn!
There's the snap, the spot, kick is away, long enough, high enough, kick, good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! The Tigers have defeated Alabama 9-0. See you later, Bama. I'm headed to Toomer's Corner. War Eagle, everybody!
Well, here's Carnell Williams. There will not be a gathering at Toomer's Corner tonight.
And almost eerily strange that on a game without him that there would be no Auburn touchdown. 23-0 right now, USC.
Those of you who might be unfamiliar, as you look at the last shutout at home back in 1998, one of the great traditions of college football is the gathering at Toomer's Corner after an Auburn win. The intersection of College and Magnolia Streets. Toomer's Drugstore had been there forever. My wife tried some of their world famous lemonade yesterday. And here's the running game stuffed. If you were watching our tennis coverage earlier, you saw Jill Arrington's piece on Toomer's Drugstore. Well, the tradition is they go and they roll the place with toilet paper to cover all the trees at the intersection. 20,000 or so gather at this intersection. It will be quiet tonight.
Well, that play right there was indicative of the way the game has gone for Auburn. It was 3rd and 1 late in the game, and not only do they not make the first down, they lose 2 yards. Penetration by the USC front 4 knocks them back, and Auburn forced to punt.
4th and 2. Gibson. Sidewinder. That one is down by Montavis Pitts. Another reminder of the lineup tonight on CBS. Once the festivities are complete here, we'll begin with Hack and then Craig T. Nelson in the district. That's the lineup tonight on CBS. And our U.S. Open coverage will continue again tomorrow. Jason Campbell. Mom and Dad made the 4.5-hour drive over here from Taylorsville, Mississippi this morning, hoping to watch their son lead the Tigers to victory, and not to be tonight. He struggled, as did the rest of his Auburn Tiger team. First down and 10. Nice run up the middle. Well, one of the tragedies that occurred this summer in college sports affected the family of Southern California. 18-year-old Dreanne Rucker, an outstanding All-American high school linebacker, drowned in the surf off the California coast on July 21st, dead at the age of 18. And his teammates wearing a decal on their helmets, number 54, to honor him for the season. Big smile on Sam Cunningham's face in the middle of that group. And for more on Rucker, let's go now to Jill Arrington.
That's right, Vern. On August 4th, a memorial service was held for Dreanne. At the service, his father, Andre, his mother, Adrienne, they were all presented a number 54 jersey. You know, Coach Carroll said that he had such a wonderful spirit, a smile that lit up the room, that he'll certainly be missed on and off the field, Vern.
All right, thank you, Jill. 3rd and 1. Now you see the number 54 on the back of the helmet. That will be worn throughout the season. Norm Katnick over the ball. Toss right. Chauncey Washington, number 25, gets the carry.
You know, before this game started, we showed you a couple of pairs of players that had to step up for their team to win. For Auburn, it was their 2 tailbacks, Ronnie Brown and Carnell Williams. Well, tonight, together, 20 carries, only 67 yards. On the other side, it was the wide receivers for USC, Mike Williams and Kerry Colbert. For them, 10 catches, not a lot of catches, but 115 yards and a touchdown. And really, USC controlled the game with their defense by shutting down the Auburn run.
Again, they'll control the clock. Lendale White up the middle as the time remaining evolves to 1:35. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS. Week 1, San Diego, Kansas City, New England at Buffalo, Houston at Miami, the Browns at home against the Colts, Pittsburgh against Baltimore, Denver goes into Cincinnati, and Jacksonville at Carolina. It all begins with the NFL Today next Sunday at noon Eastern Time.
You know, Vern, we talked about you had that graphic up about the deja vu from the 1969 season, the 2003 season. Could it be a championship year? As we look at another hard run for USC. And one of the ironic little twists to add to that, we've had 5 national championship games in the BCS and 6 BCS major conferences. The only conference to not win a BCS championship so far is the Pac-10. There's been a representative from every other BCS conference win. Tennessee, Florida State, Oklahoma, Miami, and Ohio State last year. Could this be the year for the Pac-10?
Little emotional celebration on the sideline.
That's Ed Orgeron, the defensive line coach, who is a fiery guy. Was actually with Tommy Tuberville on the Miami Hurricane staff.
And in 2 weeks, we'll be back with South Carolina at Georgia. And here's another run. Hey, Ed Orgeron and Tommy Tuberville were roommates as well as coaches together. Tommy had been on Jimmy Johnson's staff, and Pete Carroll let the celebration continue. They have overwhelmed Auburn.
A great, great win for USC.
Ryan Killeen, number 16.
That's the end of the ball game. Final score, Southern California 23, Auburn nothing.
University of Southern California comes to the Plains for the first time and dominates. They knock off the Auburn Tigers 23-zip. Be right back. And time now for the Fidelity Investment scoring recap. First touchdown, first possession. Matt Leinart, Mike Williams, 7-0. And then a succession of field goals, 3 to be exact, 28 yards away, 42. And then the final one made it 16-0 from 35 yards out. And late in the game, final touchdown following the third USC turnover recovery. Herschel Dennis from 14 yards away, 23-0 the final. Matt Leinart, our player of the game, 17 of 30, 189 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. It all was about game management. Final score 23-0 as Southern California comes in and rips Auburn apart. For Jill Arrington, Todd Blackledge, I'm Vern Lundquist saying good night from Jordan-Hare Stadium. We'll see you in 2 weeks between the hedges in Georgia.